Welcome to Group Chat, everybody. It's me, Robbie Goodwin, your host. And here today, call me Bob Saget, because we got a full house today. Introducing first, across from me, we met in L.A. Now we both live here. Chloe McGovern is here, everybody.
What's up?
And those are your credits, right? That we met in L.A.
I moved here from L.A. It just lets people know immediately that I failed.
Yeah, moving from L.A. is a tough one to say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, moved here for any reason?
I couldn't hang. My personality was bad and they didn't want me. So I decided to be real in New York.
Yeah. What, you are walking here, right?
I am walking here.
Right,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. And speaking of which, visiting from LA.
Yes.
And also doing stand-up in town, Fizaa Dosani is here.
Hey, Robbie. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Thanks for doing the show.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught me.
Yeah. I love. Please describe it as catching. And also, finally, to my left, you've seen him on The Tonight Show. Sean Finnerty, everybody.
That's me. How are you? Ireland's first ever comedian on The Tonight Show. Check out my podcast called Big Dogs.
No, Colum Tyrrell is here. He's
That's me, Colum Tyrrell.
Yeah.
Second comedian.
Tyrell, actually.
Is it? Thank you. Appreciate it. I've been saying it wrong my whole life. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.
I'm punchy today. I've got what am I, Mike Tyson?
Yeah, good man. Good reference. That's it. Well done, dude.
Thanks, buddy. Chloe and Colum are both tearing up the roast battle scene here.
Are we? Are you doing it too?
I've done two in the last year or something, maybe. But yeah, you saw me the other night.
I saw you do one.
That was good, though, right?
That was great. Yeah, what happened was I was supposed to battle a guy and
Poor Robbie.
Big J Okerson. So the Legion of Skanks got in a bunch of like drama because they booked Milo Yiannopoulos, I guess. And the guy I was roasting was like a big like anti like.
Big fat bitch, Jay Welch.
Well, I don't want to burn any bridges because he might be living under it. But anyway, but
Jay Welch's bridge. You have to. It's a sign up, Mike.
Yeah. I'll never work at Pine Box again. But so he was like super anti. Like, he was online very vocal about, like, go there, throw milkshakes, fuck Big J Okerson or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. And then Big J was...
trying to throw a milkshake?
That's, like, a thing. Have you heard about this?
People throwing food at the alt-right.
Well, milkshake specifically, because, like, in Britain, they, like, threw a bunch of milkshakes at... It was, like, a thing. A guy just threw a milkshake at, like, Nigel Farage, I think. And
Is this our best course of action? We're, like, not allowed to get abortions anymore, and we're like, I know.
No, don't worry. We got the milkshakes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Should throw babies at them. That'd be good. That would really stick it to them. And so, anyway. So Big J Okerson was the judge at our roast battle. We were main eventing, and they got in a huge fight outside, like a huge fight. Big J was like, "You keyboard warrior," and Jay Welch was like, "Well, excuse me."
Did they bump bellies?
It was a sumo match. Yeah.
Big J versus slightly bigger J.
Yeah, it sucks when a guy named Big J is smaller than you.
Fat fuck J.
And it's like when your bellies are too big, you can't even kiss each other after the roast.
Now rub and make up, yeah. So I guess Big J was like, it's either him or me on the show tonight.
I believe it was Jay Welch who said, it's either him or me. And everyone, see you later, Jay
Bye,
Welch. See you later, Mr. No Credits.
Yeah.
No, I think Big J was the one who gave the ultimatum because he like knew he had more clout.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Jay Welch isn't that dumb. It's either him or I'm already off the show. Okay, you didn't even get out the sentence. So then I was there just like fuming, but then so Colum was the first undercard and Matt came up to me and was like, so you're not main eventing, and he went up to you and he was like, "Can you main event?" Right?
Yeah, he just said, "Hey, when you step up to the plate, Colum,
and you guys,
I need you to save roast, Fight Club." And
yeah, because that was a big show. It was like a shitload of turnout.
Did you have to write jokes on the spot?
Well, I just sort of used any kind of jokes I wasn't going to use. I just added them to it, and then we did a lot of crowd work. I was against Mike Kramer. You know, crazy Mike Kramer.
I don't think I do.
Bald guy.
He like freaks out on stage.
Yeah,
he's very nice in person. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Robbie, nice to meet you." But on stage, he's like, "You fucking blah, blah, blah." He like takes off his shirt.
That's always the case.
Yeah.
And the comics who are like, "I'm so sensitive and I have allergies" on stage are like
Yeah.
the meanest people off stage.
I heard a rumor about this famous like guy. He's very famous for like being like a sweet, like just the most like down the road religious comedian. And I heard he like just fucks all the time and swings with his wife when he's like on the road and stuff like just absolute.
This was
Is this
revealed
Holmes?
in the roast jokes.
No, this is just
Okay.
we're on a different tangent.
Is the roast battle here like? Is the format the same as it is back in LA at the store?
Pretty much. Yeah.
The one at New York Comedy Club is, but the one I did is called Comedy Fight Club, which is more like it's a little bit different. I think.
I feel like Comedy Fight Club though is closer in vibe to the store.
Yeah.
Because the one at the store, you have like real fans, and there's like spit and like sweat flying in the air. Like it's really
That's
carnal.
true. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
the store is like kind of like the in between of like because New York Comedy Club, everyone there is like a tourist who has no idea what comedy is.
Yeah.
They just Googled comedy and
They're like afraid
oh.
to laugh and like
Yeah, it's and Comedy Fight Club is more like it's a little bit. It's all comics basically,
Yeah.
and a few like podcast fans sometimes or whatever. But yeah, it's fun. We roasted at New York Comedy Club, and we tied.
Yeah, we tied, and then we both ended up advancing.
Yeah, that was cool.
I've had some weird battles because I also had another one where like 5 minutes before my opponent dropped out, and like thank God he was just like another kind of autistic dude. So it was very, very. I had like a huge backlog of jokes that I could use.
Oh yeah.
Against Dan Wicks, who subbed in, and it was
Nice.
like I don't have to write at all. I had 10 already up my sleeve.
Oh wow, yeah. Just call him a little. Just like put in one more serial killer reference, and you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I borrowed a few from somebody else on the show who had like already battled him.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I took like 3, but
You were able to use the same jokes for the guy who replaced the guy who dropped out.
yeah. If you guys want to know why you're not getting booked,
I had a tough time because I went up against Dan Wicks, and I was the one who were like, "This guy's creepy and has bodies in his basement." Like, but look at that guy. Whatever.
Yeah, roasting's not exactly the most intelligent art form, though, is it? We just like.
I think it is the most intelligent art form.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Okay, point proven.
Out of all the art forms.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it was
what would
roasting,
the smartest
painting.
one be?
The smartest art form?
Painting?
Podcasting.
Oh yeah, okay, you got me,
Interpretive
yeah.
dance.
I mean, I guess writing,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
like novelists.
Criticism and writing. Yeah.
Reviews.
Review. Yeah. Just I keep saying things I do. Tweets.
blogging.
There's a huge spectrum of writing because, like, yeah, you get like the great, like, you have like Joseph Conrad on one end of the spectrum, and then like my sister's blog on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the same goes for painting.
that's true. My kid could paint that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, but what I mean with roasting is like just because you're a better writer doesn't mean you're gonna like win. Because the winner is normally just whoever calls the other person either a rapist or a rape victim or whatever the fuck it is.
In LA, it seems like the comics who win are the ones who play more humble. If you play the heel, like if you come on and you rip your shirt off, you're not going to get the audience
Like
on
Earl
your side.
Skankle does that.
Yeah.
Chloe did that once, and
Yeah,
You rip your shirt off.
yeah. It was.
Lewis was like automatic win.
Yeah, they're puffy, you know. What are you gonna do? No, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. I've looked at like my jokes written down side by side, and this is me saying this, but I feel like when I looked at my jokes next to somebody else's who I knew had like won that battle where I had like lost, I was like, I don't know. On paper, these look. I feel like mine are better.
Chloe's,
but-
you're probably my favorite. You're the best writer, the most unique writer, but you lose all of them because you're not that great at roast battle.
Thank you.
Wow.
No, she is. Every time you lose, though, I always go, yeah, but she definitely had the best jokes,
That's a
the
damn-
most original.
That's a
angles.
damn neg, buddy.
I
Listen,
wasn't
it's just-
expecting that, Robbie.
No, I love having an excuse for underachieving.
Yeah.
Like being like, oh, it's just my stage presence. You're like basically calling everyone else superficial, but you're like really smart. It's like, oh, you idiots need like facial expressions, okay. And like likability.
Yeah. Your roast against Anya is like one of my favorites.
Thank
It's
you.
so funny.
Thank you. I would love for that to not be the peak in my career
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
I would love for there to be like a new thing, but it was super fun.
Yeah.
You won that battle?
Yeah.
What was that joke? Anya is often mistaken for a man in the streets and a woman when performing comedy.
Oh yeah.
That was a genius joke.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you're listening, look up that battle. I've shown it to people. It's really funny.
My pride and glory.
Yeah.
And probably the reason I'll never get a writing
Yeah, and I'll
job.
never send another video about you again.
Yeah. Well, I like get nervous because when I'm applying for like different jobs and stuff where it requires that I show like my writing abilities, I want to send that battle because it's so good. But then I say dyke in it, and I like say a few things that are very not PC.
For sure, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking for jobs too right now, and I'm like, if you Google me, it's like the first thing is like a comedy Fight Club thing, which is like not even a great tape. They just like put it up and has a ton of downvotes, and I'm just like rude. And then the second one, I was on this like podcast, and the title of the podcast, like the episode, is called "The Chinese Masters of Racism," and it's like, this looks horrible if you Google me.
Yeah.
And then like, there's like, and then it's all other like the real ass podcast and stuff. It's just like, it's just what a mess. I'm not even that like crazy, but yeah, maybe that's what's keep getting in my way, right?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know what happens if you Google me. It says who? I don't get any results.
Really?
Yeah, but even if I did, dyke's not offensive, is it? Really? Like,
if I like, I was looking at jobs at Refinery 29 and those sorts of websites, like Man Repeller, and for them, I think dyke would be.
I can't believe Man Repeller wouldn't be chill about that.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough.
Yeah, you just but you got a lot of career stuff going on though. You just did it. Did you do a podcast with Dennis Rodman?
Oh yeah. He personally asked for me. That was how that went.
He's like, all right, it's you and Kim Jong-un, and we're gonna pod together.
Yeah. No, I was actually like just looking for a job on Craigslist, and I was like really desperate for money, so I was looking at like the gigs section. I was like, I just need to make like $100 this weekend. That'd be great. And that came up that Dennis Rodman was like producing a podcast to give relationship advice, and I was like, this is crazy. This can't be real. This is insane. It was just like his picture, and they were like,
put it on Craigslist.
I mean, what is Rodman going to do? Like send out a notice through an entertainment?
I don't know. Yeah, breakdown. Email his friends.
He's one of the most like difficult to understand people in the world.
Truly, I did not know what he was saying. Yeah, he doesn't have people though.
Madonna.
Well, he has handlers, and they're basically just like shitheads from Vice who are like, "We're gonna babysit Rodman." And he like, so before they were like doing all the like technical work and the gear, and he's just sitting in another room. They put headphones on him and an iPad, and he's watching highlights of himself play basketball from the 80s.
Yes, Dennis.
Like a child at dinner.
I love it. I was going to laugh at that, but I was just listening to my own podcast last night, so I get it.
I mean, sure, I love watching my own videos. I'll look at my own selfies.
That is funny to watch your own highlights as like you have guests coming, though.
I got to amp myself up here.
Yeah.
That's his version of like Tony Robbins bouncing on a trampoline, just like watching. Did you guys see that documentary, that Tony Robbins documentary?
No,
the one on Netflix?
Who is that again?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. He's like this, like he's like this.
I'm
like,
not your guru.
Big self-help guy, and he like has this like he has a huge smile. He just got Me Too'd actually, but anyway, he has like this as you do, but he has like this big like getaway. What is it? Like it's like a destination self-help thing where he makes his people like find their best selves by like walking over coals and like
and
just
it's $5,000 a week or something.
Exactly, and like bring up and his like self-help method seems to me to be he just brings up somebody, makes them relive trauma, and then they cry, and he's like, "Good job, okay, go back."
Self-help people are like the same as like any other artist in that like whatever their first work is, like this happened with like Eckhart Tolle too, where it's like his first thing was like The Power of Now or something like that, or it was like one of the first.
Right.
And it was like great, it's incredible, it is like a really good read. But now he's like making apartments where he's like, oh, the air is like spiritually blessed by me that pumps through the AC and it's like balanced, and he's just like he's become that same sort of like money making.
Yeah, there is an element of like it's tough to separate like the because there I think that self-help can be great, honestly. Like it has helped me sometimes. I listen to self-help, but there's like kind of there's a lot of grifters in there too. Even therapy, there's a lot of like people who just want money. But I'm writing my self-help book, The Austin Powers of Now.
Oh, okay.
And unleash yourself, baby. Yeah. Sorry, Powers, but you're not going. This is your inner self-critic, Dr. Self-Critic. You really are a fat bastard. I don't know what is.
Cut to 30 minutes later, we've all left, and Robbie's still doing this.
That's my life. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a break in the conversation to do Austin Powers impressions. This is my dating life, actually.
You had a girlfriend for a while, didn't you, or no?
No.
Okay. Trying to help.
Next question. I'm trying to meet someone at the Tony Robbins seminar.
Well, they're gullible.
Yeah, exactly.
You just want really thick souls.
Yeah, I
walk over those coals.
Yeah, I want a girl with nice thick skull. Or what was it? Soul? Fuck, not skull. Whatever.
Well, I don't know. How do they walk over the coals?
Oh, soul. It's like soles of the feet.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like powerful, like inner soul.
I think Tony Robbins is all about all of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird to make people do like physical challenges on your self-help thing.
I wasn't even aware of the physical stuff.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering. Let's see what else. So Colum, you still live in Ireland, right?
Still, yeah. Thanks for Skyping me in here.
Did you do stand-up in Ireland?
I started in Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I did 3 years in Ireland.
How are the audiences there? Do they get like?
They're great, but there's just not a lot of them.
Oh, really?
There's just not enough.
Yeah.
You know? Like even if you're super busy, like if you're really busy, you might be getting up 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And then there's no such thing as like open mics, or it's just shows. Like an open mic, the audience still pays $10 to go see you, and you do 10 minutes. You know? And there's a waiting list of like 2 months. You got to email in advance
for an open mic.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. So it's like, but that's like their show. They just like don't.
Yeah, it's billed as open mic, but like you still have a lot of like professionals, I suppose, or whatever, still doing it, dropping in.
Okay,
whatever.
yeah. Do the audiences get like irritable if like they haven't had enough potatoes?
They do. If we haven't punched a woman in a while, what else? Maybe we haven't been molested by some priests. Whatever's not going on. That's never been too long.
Is Northern Ireland a part of Ireland?
It is not. No,
it's Britain, right?
Yes, it's the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't ask me. It's not. It's not Britain. Is it Britain? The UK and Britain are slightly different. I'm not sure about, but pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has been Geography Talk with Robbie Goodwin. I don't know a lot about geography. Let's see. Chloe, you recently opened for Rich Voss, right?
I did, yeah.
Did he pay you in hats?
In hats?
He's always wearing,
he wore me as a hat, I'll tell you that much.
What was that like?
Voss wearing me as a hat.
Yeah.
He has a lot of experience, so it's pretty good. Finished quickly, tight 45. No, it was fun. I learned a lot from how he does stand up, in that like he's so good at shitting on the audience. Mm-hmm. And I just learned that like that's what people crave and that's what they want. And you can just, it's like adding crowd work to any joke. It like gives it like a 30% increase in like the audience response. And you don't even really have to do anything. Like I'll just do one where like, I'm talking about the time that I got a DUI, and I ask other people like if they'd been to jail and stuff. And like sometimes you'll riff on someone and make fun of them and you'll get something good. Other times people just like don't give you anything. But there's like no joke written there. I just ask the audience what happened, and that joke gets so much more of a response.
Sure.
And it's the same punchline.
Oh, wow.
And it's not saying that like it's a cheap trick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like about being open and warm and being like, hey, we're just 50 people in the same room.
Yeah, and he does a lot of crowd work.
Much. Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what people want a lot of time. Like
being in the moment.
Yeah, and
I think
especially like I think it can depend. Sometimes the room doesn't like it, but I'd say most of the time they love it when you talk to them, right? Like.
And then sometimes they hate it.
Yeah.
I've had some weird moments too where I'm trying desperately to do crowd work and people are just not responding to me, and I'm like looking directly into someone's eyes and I'm like, please just say something.
Yeah.
And you're like doing like, you're like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And they're giving me, you'll get this on like in like Upper Manhattan, like the Upper West Side. They won't give you anything.
Right. Because they're just like, we just want to be quiet and polite and like watch the show or whatever. Yeah.
Trevor Noah doesn't do this to us when we watch him on the TV. Why are you doing this to us now?
That Jay Leno was a nice man and he never recognized me.
I don't like when comedy turns the mirror on me.
Is the TV looking back at me?
Yeah, it's like that vibe. Whereas just like shittier, I really just like piece of shit audiences. Mm-hmm. Like I don't, and it doesn't necessarily mean like money.
Right.
Because there's a lot of like when I did Fairfield Comedy Club, there's a lot of like really drunk rich people there.
Really?
Upper West Side, it was so, I don't know.
Just like, so you think like rich audiences are just like less fun, do you think?
Depends. Well, like I said, Fairfield was fun because they were like drunk rich.
Right.
They're just like bored Connecticut rich people. And they were like all, it's like BYO. So they'll have their bottles of wine and like whatever that it is they brought with them. I'm trying to think of the other place where like people were just not giving, like there can be like really like uptight liberals and like who don't have a lot of money, but they just don't want to talk and they're shy. So you get that same sort of like, I'm looking directly at you, I'm making eye contact, I'm addressing a sentence at you, like you can hear me.
Yeah.
This is you. And I have no idea how to get out of that hole when you're just like asking someone a question. I guess you just start making fun of them more.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to engage, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, you kind of, you got to double down and just like hope something comes out of it.
Yeah.
I was doing I might have said this on the podcast, but I did it. I did one check spot at Caroline's one time, and I was just bombing. And then someone heckled me, like they were like, say something funny. And like and then I just started making fun of her, and I said her voice sounded stupid, and it completely got me out. Like the audience loved it,
That's great.
And it was like there were people like, good set, man. I was like, it wasn't, but thank you. The heckler saved the show. You know when hecklers say, I was helping, she actually helped.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a worst heckler story?
Well, one time I was about to go on stage at a bar show, and the comedian before me had a drink thrown at them. So I knew I was next, and they there was no security or anything. So the lady was like, I basically just said, if you throw a drink on me, my set's over and we're fighting.
Yeah. Oof.
Like that's
just like like threatening physical violence.
Yeah. Like, and then I think someone like pulled her away. The guy before me made a joke about like, I think incest or pedophilia. And she just,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. She did.
I hope she never goes to a Brooklyn show. Because that's like pedophile jokes
I want to fuck a baby, baby.
Yeah. I'm a pedophile.
A woman maced my show. She like
the whole show.
I was kind of in the same position. She was heckling this woman before me, and it was just like a weird heckle because the girl was like having a great set, telling jokes, setup, punchline, like very just straightforward comedy show, and then she heckled like, boo, tell a joke. And everyone was like, that's the worst. She's already doing that.
Yeah, I know. She's trying.
Yeah. And then like it kind of calmed down. Host went on stage. He's like about to announce me. And then like the people in the corner of the room where like the comics are hanging out kind of start coughing a little bit. And it's like 4 of us coughing at the same time. And we're like, that's weird. And then 10 people start coughing at the same time. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the whole room starts coughing. And it's like 40 people. And if you're ever in a basement of 40 people all unanimously coughing, it's horrifying.
It's like a Batman scene or something.
Auschwitz.
Yeah. You're like, well, this is anthrax. Yeah. And then you like don't know what to do because like some people were starting to leave, but the host was still on stage like trying to bring me up, and I wanted to be like
doing his job. That's it. No, the host never. Don't let them break you.
This was like a Law and Order opening scene.
Yeah, but then it's like my whole internal monologue was just like I don't know, like if I cancel now, how soon are they really going to rebook me? That shit always takes forever when you like have to cancel a spot and wait to get rebooked.
Yeah, just.
And then I'm like, is it going to look bad? I'm like, you got to do it. You got to do your time, kid.
Yeah.
and I can't breathe, and like the whole audience.
Your
is dying.
inner trainer from Rocky is like, you got to go up there, kid.
Yeah, and then we like put it together that like this because this woman had like disappeared, and she probably like took out her pepper spray, like kind of aimed it at the ground because it didn't like hit anyone. It was just making everyone cough, and then left.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what a psychopath.
Fuck yeah, that's great. So did the show get cancelled then? What happened?
We took a 10-minute break and came back.
Nice.
All good?
Yeah, it was fine. Like they aired out the room, and then it was like it was just that sort of weird delirious energy where you're like, what? That was like the craziest. Yeah.
I was on a sketch team at the Pack Theater where they like do a lot of like gimmick sketches, like a lot of like gimmick, like they do like stunts a lot basically. And we were like, well, let's try one. And our sketch was we spray painted one of our members in orange spray paint. Like, so it was very slow, got no laughs, and filled the whole room with orange spray. And everyone had to fucking leave. And my sketch was next. So I go out there, there's like 3 people coughing. Everyone else has left.
That's great.
It was like, I was like doing a sketch, and it felt like I was in the middle of like the Vietnam jungle or something. Like just all this like shrouds.
You fucking.
Do you still open with that?
Who fucking?
Yeah.
No, that's gone. Well, Rory Scovel cucked me because he opens up his special with who's done anal? Who's done anal?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Damn, that was yours.
I know. I've 3 different people have take it, and by take it I mean like done like the same.
Yeah.
I have a joke that I saw Neil Brennan do. I have a joke that I saw Dave Attell do. Rory Scovel took my opener kind of. And by take this is clearly all parallel thinking. I don't actually think they like took my bits, but I get cucked left and right. And then the Daily Show did one of my jokes recently, which is crazy.
I remember
Austin
seeing
Powers,
that.
was it?
Yeah, it was the Austin Powers of now. No, it was my R. Kelly. It was like an R. Kelly Bruno Mars joke, and I was really bummed for a second. I was like, wait a minute, nobody watches the Daily Show. So then I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a worst heckle story, Colum?
I've got fucking loads of I don't know. I don't mind if someone heckles you and like it's really funny. That's great. That just means you're kind of shit. That person's funny. They probably should be doing stand up, but they've probably got a real job, like they work union or something. And like they're real funny people. Don't really get into stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just sort of do like carpentry jobs and marry someone they hate.
Right. Yeah.
But so that's like that happens. Heckles are normally good, but if people are just the worst shows are like when you show up and like it's just like it's like some sort of type of semi-corporate bullshit where they just gotta like, that is the stage, and you go, there's no stage, and they go, it's a wireless microphone that doesn't work, and they go, do 20 minutes there, well, no one's listening.
Oh, that's
that's worse. I've had an entire crowd walk out on me before.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I did an Edinburgh show.
Was it because of you at Edinburgh?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I thought they were like nice theater people.
No, not my fans.
It wasn't. Was it the Fringe Fest or no? It was
Fringe,
Oh wow. Okay.
It was I had about 12 people there. It was also one of those days when no one. First of all, I don't like people anyway, right? So I don't get up and be like, hey, why aren't you enjoying this? I just, if you're not, I go, fuck you. I got your money, leave. Right? That's my thing, because they just slow.
I just got a little intimidated.
Because they slow everyone down.
Yeah.
And then but straight away, there's 12 people. They're all spread out, right? And they're normally supposed to sit up the front. So I just go before the show. I go, hey guys, this will just be a lot better if you could all just sort of move a bit closer. Any way you can. It's just, I swear the whole day's gonna be much better if you can do that. And no one fucking reacted.
Wow.
Just there's like a little couple there, a single guy there, whatever. So then I go out and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And there's just silence. They don't even give me an applause on stage. Like they just buy tickets because they just either flyers convince them to buy tickets, or they maybe saw a review or something and said, let's go see this.
Was that your show?
It was my show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like a?
So I was headline. I do an hour every day for the month of the Fringe. You know,
Wow.
but all the European acts go over and do it like that.
I can't imagine that energy for an hour.
It didn't even last 12 minutes. There was
yeah.
I said something, and I tried to talk. I said something about like we need some cocaine in here or something because he's dead, and then some guy said something about cocaine, and I can't even remember, but it was just awkward.
What time was the show at? Because sometimes these are daytime shows, right?
Yeah, so I purposely avoided daytime. My show was like 10 o'clock maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 9:30, something like that. 9:50 if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
But it was going well, got great reviews, it was packing out. It was just one of those nights, and then 2 people left, and I went, well, let's see how fucking more of you are going to leave. Because normally, especially a solo show, mine, fucking 30% I don't leave anyway. That's just the way it is, but that's fine. And then there was just like, let's see who else. And then suddenly someone else left. And I was like, 6 people left. I do another fucking sort of try to do a routine. Nothing's happening. And then they left. And then I got to the last 2. I go, the last 2 people. And then the guy was with the girl and just goes, yeah, let's just call it a day, will we? I don't know. That's fine. And then I bumped into my friends then like 20 minutes later. And like, shouldn't you be doing your show now? And I was like, I tried. Everyone left. Fuck it.
So you did that. I have a few questions about it because I didn't know you did Fringe. That's cool. So what's like the submission process for that? Is it like and like people review it? I don't.
It depends. There's loads of there's like
There's 2 categories, right?
there's 2 there's loads of different
It's like
categories.
the biggest festival in the world, right? It's
Yes.
like the big it's.
But it's an independent like thing.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah,
like
everyone
just
like
the last.
it's like everyone like independently produces a show,
Yeah,
right?
and then you could become a producer like yourself. If you convince these rooms to give you their venues for the month, then you can start renting out those rooms to comedians. You know what I mean? So like it's not.
You have a little side hustle going. Yeah.
So every year, like there's always like a little pop up thing, but you've got your main guys that have the contracts for the last 50 years with all these venues, and there's paid ones and there's free ones, and they all range in quality. And someone's not going to give me a prime spot with 200 seats if they can give it to someone who's a headliner. Right. Normally they make you fill out all this shit, but it's normally done in advance through agents and managers and things like that.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Then,
it seems like a really cool experience to me. Like,
it's really fucking soul destroying, but it's fun. You know what I mean?
How's it soul destroying?
It's hard.
So much work. You're producing a show every single day, and you're performing in it. We wanted to bring our show to Edinburgh, but I think we're going to need a year to prepare for that.
Yeah,
it's just
tough.
a lot.
If you can get a room that fills up good naturally, has a lot of footfall, you can go great. It depends on what you want to get out of it. You got to try promote it. You got to do everything yourself. You got to hire flyers. You got to do your show every day, and it's different. Like you said, like some crowds just don't want to laugh, so you just struggle. There's nothing worse than getting 15 minutes through a set and just going, I still got to do it.
What kind of audience is it?
I got to fit an hour of this, because like you go, it's tough. Because at least if you're doing a 10-minute set and you're bombing, you go right halfway through.
Yeah,
I'm not even close. But you just sort of just put on your blinkers and just start sort of telling your jokes at the back of the wall and just fucking say, right.
Yeah.
And then you're doing a ton of shows every day. There's a lot of mixed shows. You start at 12 o'clock in the morning all the way to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, do you book a bunch of different other people's shows too? Do you like jump on other, or do you
you can do like, you can run sort of some bar shows where you have like 5 acts on and then you swap and things like that. And sometimes it's a bucket. But the problem is doing a free show. You pay your rent at the beginning, but it's not much. And then you just do a bucket and hope that people donate at the end. You hopefully just get a ton of people in and then hopefully get some money off them. But then the chances are, if you do the free Fringe, chances are then the room's not as good, the time's not as good, and the facilities just aren't as good.
Oh, really? So, because a lot of people I've talked to recommended the free Fringe over the other one for some reason.
Well, it depends, because there's just huge variation. Like the best rooms in the free Fringe match all of the rooms in the paid Fringe. But the worst ones in the free Fringe are so garbage that it's like,
it's not even worth it.
No, you might as well just be busking on the street. You know what I mean? But especially Americans go over and they go, hey, maybe I'll get people in at fucking 10:30 in the morning in like this place. It's not even in Edinburgh. It's like a fucking hour away from Edinburgh. Yeah. It's like showing up to do like the Financial District Comedy Festival, and they oh yeah, we have you up in Westchester, and you're like, okay, it's still New York,
still
right?
the Financial District in a sense.
There is a financial district there.
What was I going to say? It's like a regular festival, right? When there's like a bunch going on, so that's why like people are walking out
There's
so freely.
Loads of stuff going on.
So you're just like, oh, this sucks. Let's go see fucking Ricky Gervais. Preach to the choir.
Yeah, well,
hello, then. How we all doing? We all ate God, don't we?
Nobody mentioned any more celebrities.
Do you think
what's this? Al Pacino walked in the room.
Oh, Hindenburg Fringe. 5-star review.
Is that Lady Gaga?
Oh, RuPaul.
I can't do all these people. Give me men.
Zoe Deschanel.
Violin.
Excellent.
I don't know, or whatever, ukulele. I'm slow today. Do you think they'll like my Austin Powers impressions at Fringe?
Yeah. Just keep doing them.
Just do that, but like call it modern art. People are like, I see, stand-up comedy is sad.
Well, there's a ton of
It's meta, you dumb Brits.
You limey cunts.
How does it feel that Austin Powers is the most famous British man, you dumbass? 5 stars for this. I should just go there and cover Nanette.
Yeah. See, this is the thing about Nanette, is like it's such a average Edinburgh show, because so many, because every comic does an hour every year.
Right.
They're forced to pretty much. The industry kind of requires you to do a new hour every year, and it's very, very fucking hard to do that.
And a lot of people do one-man shows just so it's like theater.
Just to help fill the hour.
Yeah,
they go, I've got about 20 minutes of jokes. Let's make this about the death penalty and kind of just stretch it out for an hour. That's what they do, though, and they just sort of force an arc.
Yeah.
And then have a callback at the end, make it emotional, something about Trump. But it's not their fault. It's like, you can't ask a comic to do a new hour every year. That's insane.
Such a bad. I was like trying to talk to, and I really don't want to get into this very deeply, but like I was trying to talk to people about that was like Louis, because it's just like his work ethic was like the model for how you should be working for so long. And it's like, no, that's like fast fashion. It's fast, like any good artist. It's like, you look at the best shit that's ever like released, and it's because the artist like withdrew from the public for a little bit, spent some time just like living his life, came back. It's like, I don't know, like Blonde from like by Frank Ocean. He took like 6 years off.
Yeah. Some people are really prolific. Yeah, that's the problem is, if Louis like created the self-release thing and like the once a year. Well, I love to fucking self-release. Can you watch me release my new special? But so many comics, and he also did like the drama comedy thing and the autobiographical TV show with Louis or whatever, or he kind of like made that really fashionable again. And when he did it, it was great, but all these comics do it now, and it's so much worse. Like, I think that the new special, like, you really, like, there's pressure to release a special every 2 years, and it's just like on Netflix, I feel like they just churn them out, like all these comics, and it's like, let it incubate a little more. Like, Norm took like 25 years before he released his first special. Like he didn't release his first special till 2009.
I mean, do you think it's just the nature of the beast? We're so content hungry.
Well, it's like you're either Drake or you're Frank Ocean.
Yeah,
there's no middle ground.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So you're an artist or a star.
You're an artist, or you're making just mass consumerism, which is why when someone can do both, it's amazing to me. I mean, but not everyone can. But I think people are demanding it now.
I don't know who's doing it at that level. I feel like Beyonce was doing pretty. Like I'm just thinking music. I'm not thinking comedy
who can do
anymore.
it like the once a year like album kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think
good.
she's winding down now. I think she's like kind of okay. Lemonade was my masterpiece. So I'm like gonna
Yeah, Eminem
tight.
had a run in like the early aughts where he was like releasing great. Kanye too had like a really prolific run in like the mid aughts too. But it's so rare. These are like the greatest like you know. Yes, so many people just release an album a year and it's just shit. Like it just keeps getting worse. It's like Logic, this rapper. He had a great first album and he keeps releasing albums and he keeps sucking. And he just because he feels pressure to like keep up the release.
Are they selling?
Yeah, they're selling. Yeah, he's still like he's a huge rapper, and he's like Weezer's another great example. Like they just keep making music, and it's like
You didn't like their covers?
I did like the covers.
Yeah, the covers are pretty tight.
They're pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
I'm a big Weezer apologist, but actually Weezer's great. They're the best. What a 180. But yeah, that's like
Your Take on Me cover? Come on.
Yeah, it's great. And if you watch the video, it's like it's like young Weezer in the 80s.
Oh,
or
they have
whatever.
videos also?
Yeah, they have
Look at
a
all this
take on
content.
Yeah, you know, you got to do it. You got to self-produce. Huh? No one else is making you do it, so you got to do it yourself.
The worst conditions that I work under. The key to success now is that I have to set my own deadlines. Never going to happen.
Yeah, I know, same. And like also people say, I mean, I think that like the industry just is, it seems like so distant to me from where I am or whatever, but like I like all these like indie, I like doing this podcast and stuff like that, but the hard part is just finding an audience, like still getting an audience. The key is like having celebrity friends who will like bankroll it and shit, you know. Anyway, let's go over what trended this week, guys. Hey, I wrote under topics first, my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, moving on.
Did you have a birthday party?
Yeah, I did on the 31st. Went to Old Stanley's.
I was
fun.
there.
Yeah.
I was there. It was with Jeff Asmus? No. That was Kendall. Anyway. Oh, sorry. Then I did miss it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You didn't know if you were at his birthday?
No, you know what?
Happened?
That was during, I took like 10 days off of comedy and I was just full recluse.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
no worries.
Do you feel a lot better?
Chloe just got so many parties.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Which other fucking nerd invited me to their fucking party
I
today?
literally just don't
I like
check
to think
Facebook.
people have a list of like, he's cool. I'm going to go to that and I'm going to not take this one off, you know?
I want to hear more about this like 10 days off of comedy.
Yeah. What was your
I
sabbatical?
just didn't have any shows and I had all these, I probably had like 5 different writing projects that had been backed up and then I just got fired from like a restaurant job and I was like, let me take a step back and reevaluate and just I needed to like reset my psychological health a little bit. It was a whole thing. Still not there, but
yeah. I hope this podcast was the relapse.
Well, also I think after a while it started to not work because comedy like gets me out and about and socializes people I have too much up here that I need to just like I need a word vomit on whatever like poor open micers like in my path.
Sure.
Go do a set. But it felt great. Like when I got back on stage, I did a show. Was like the first time I got back on stage after like 10 days
and
off.
You felt good?
It was a pretty good set. A little distracting because people were. Some guys
getting maced.
Yeah, but there was
people kept whispering, "Chloe's back. She's back.
What's it been? Almost 2 weeks."
It's like when Johnny Cash picks up the guitar again.
Yeah,
like 2 weeks in comedy. You could have come back with your own lemonade.
And people are such assholes. They're like, "What happened to you?" And you're just like, "Fuck off."
Well, I think if I took a break, no one would notice.
No, people don't.
I had a rumor you were getting work done. That was the rumor.
That I was getting plastic surgery done? Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, they did a bad job.
Yeah.
First thing Colum said when I walked in the room, he was like, "You look wrecked." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." There it
What
is.
does wrecked mean?
Just tired. Bad.
Yes.
Those were your first words?
Well, you look wrecked?
No.
Yeah.
Well, like
I said, what's wrong with you?
Hi. Yeah.
And then she said, I'm tired. I go, yeah, you look wrecked.
Yeah.
But she was up. She's been busy.
Yeah.
She's kicking ass.
Yeah. Colin and I walked in before you guys.
Yeah, you guys were early.
Yeah.
Yeah, God forbid we showed up on time, huh? What the fuck type
We were
of
very
operation
punctual.
you're running there?
I saw Robbie was early. He was just sitting at the
I was at Pret.
I passed him and I saw
I
that
like
in
to
the
make
window.
him wait,
and so then
Hollywood
I just,
style.
Yeah.
So you still got some LA in you, Robbie.
Yeah. I just saw Rocket Man, and there's a part where he's about to go on stage and just starts throwing up, and he's like, "Make them all go home." And, and that's what I was gonna do today.
That's great.
Is that the Elton John biopic?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't love biopics.
Oh, then you won't like it.
It's just like a classic crazy rise to fame. No one saw it coming, and then drugs get them for a while, and then they find.
Did you see The Dirt?
No, what is that?
Oh, the Motley Crue.
Yeah, the Motley Crue one on Netflix.
Motley Crue, I couldn't tell you a single one of their songs.
Yeah, I'm not a big Motley Crue guy either, but I heard
You
it's
don't have
good.
to be.
Yeah.
It opens up with like I think Tommy Lee is like eating someone out, and then she like projectile squirts at the party. So yeah, I mean it's a lot, but but it's like on Netflix.
I want the end credits just be bloopers from the sex tape with.
I like my movies realistic though. That's crazy.
Which one?
You just open with a girl coming. I'm like, fuck off.
Now I gotta watch it. Now
Artistic license.
Now I know there's porn in it.
Not just regular coming, projectile coming.
Yeah.
It's not a myth. That's not a myth that happens.
Projectile coming?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I've
never seen it.
Myth busted.
You just a female orgasm.
See, Mom, women do come.
I haven't seen it, but watch this movie.
But this girl knows a girl who knows a girl who did it. So there we go. It's proof.
Yeah.
If you guys made a woman squirt,
I've never made anyone squirt.
Not
Really?
Not in a nice like.
whatever.
Yeah.
Not in a nice
Took you
like.
for a squirting guy.
Squirt or pee? There's
Are there
a
guys
difference.
who are into squirting?
Did you say yes, but just
Yeah.
not in the
Not in like a nice fucking.
Bellagio?
Yeah, like the way they do in the movies. Yeah, yeah, and the sun just catches it, and like a prism goes across the ceiling.
Like some coming out of a cherub's mouth or some shit.
Gershwin starts playing the opening.
Yeah.
Fat Taurus.
So was this like you know when those plants or something squirt poison
Yeah,
out for like
it's-
the aliens or whatever?
Just
Like,
more-
have you seen the movie Aliens?
More
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
More like
cool.
something exploded rather than that. No, so.
Oh, good.
More like she
But
just
does that
got
count?
peed.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah, just a lot of mess.
A lot of
You sure
fluid.
it was a
I think
vagina?
that counts.
Definitely a vagina. I'm 90% sure.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong before, and
Yeah.
I'll be wrong again.
It was just a penis. Yeah, dude, I made this girl squirt. I rubbed her clit up and down.
I just rubbed my dick until I fucking came on my belly. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. That's what we were talking
When
about.
I'm fucking, I like to say, I'm about to squirt.
But it is a thing. Like, there's a whole category on like Pornhub. And
Yeah,
stuff.
As soon as I said, "Are there guys into it?" I should have. The
yeah.
answer is always yes.
Always, yeah.
I'd rather watch
Doesn't
it
matter
than
what
I'd
it
rather
is.
watch it than be in the room, though. You know, there's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
you square?
No.
No, but you
Barely-
Oh yeah, 'cause
barely
you,
a comer.
You swing. You swing both ways, don't you?
Yeah, but only in theory.
oh yeah, happy Pride
What does that
Month,
mean?
by the way.
You like
I
girls, but you
don't-
just can't.
I'm not man enough to hit on them. It's just it hasn't happened yet.
You have to be hit on.
I think I still, if we're being super woke about it, I still am definitely bisexual. But if you're being really old fashioned about it, it doesn't count because I haven't made out with a lady yet.
Oh, okay.
You've never even
I've-
kissed a chick?
No, I have kissed a girl actually, but I haven't. It was
a peck?
hooked up. It was like
Fair enough.
one girl at a party in high school for attention, and then another girl for an acting scene. So
Wow, a harrowing bisexual
I did
experience.
have
Wow, the life of a bisexual woman.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
I did have a crush on her though.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it was like so I wanted to hit on her afterwards, but then there's this thing where it's like, okay, I don't want her to think that I thought that was real, but I feel like she's also kind of into it, and we like look like each other, so there's like no way, and it's like when the
right.
person looks like you, it's like there's no way you don't find me attractive because you look like me.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I see dudes that look like
egotistical
me.
thing ever. What are you nuts?
Yeah, I watch
I'm not fucking a girl that looks like me. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah. When I see a guy who looks like me, I'm like, get over here, you hot piece of ass.
Get that dick out. Let me see it.
Do you do Austin Powers impressions? If so, we're fucking now.
Oh, it's mini me.
Right.
You're gonna make them squirt.
Yeah, I'll make him squirt. Oh, man. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, how do you follow up bisexuality? Anyone else do any bisexual stuff, Colum?
I pissed on a guy when he was jerking off once.
Really?
Yeah, he's just a friend of mine, and he asked me to. So
That's just a cool move. Yeah, this is
It's
like
nice
a
of
good.
you.
It's a good bro move.
Yeah.
yeah, he was into it, and I needed to piss, and so
He just used his imagination.
Were there other people?
no, I physically
Yeah.
pissed on his head while he
But
was.
he pretended it was someone else, or he just was like.
No,
doesn't
I don't
matter.
think so. I never asked actually.
Yeah.
I should ring him up.
I just
Hey,
I'm
what
curious
were you
what the
thinking
original.
I would
about?
hope.
When he was
I would
peeing
hope
on you?
not.
Yeah.
That's very insulting. But we didn't really finish it off because I was getting splashback back on my socks and stuff. So I was like, look, sorry, dude.
I hate when that happens.
It's very hard. I kind of got stage fright. You know what I mean? I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
was like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And he's so like nice. If you can't get hard for a girl, she's like, what are you, fucking gay or whatever? And then
They're usually pretty nice.
well, not my ones. All right. They
Where's-
make you feel very bad about yourself, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What is it? Is it me? Am I ugly?" He was like, "Listen, don't worry about it. Take your time, relax." And I was like, "Fuck, relax." And then I fucking pissed on him. I was just at a party, and I was like, "I'm going for a piss." And then he was like, "Why don't you piss on me?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Why not?" And I was like, "Yeah, fair enough. Good point."
On his
And-
head?
Yeah, on his chest. And he told me not to piss on his face, but I kind of pissed on his face because it was fun, you know.
Yeah.
And that was it. You know, he didn't come, but I think that's the gayest thing.
Yeah.
I've also fucked girls with other guys, and we kind of like brush nuts and stuff, but I was never like,
Oh, that's gay. That's like pretty gay.
yeah. No, you know what the worst was?
Swinger life.
Yeah.
The worst was I was fingering this chick with my friend at the same time, and then our fingers like interlocked like that, and I had to leave. I left the
Yeah.
fucking
You
the
guys
threesome.
held hands.
Yeah.
It was I couldn't. I went, I'm done. I'd rather you come on my face than.
That's gayer than if
It-
you sucked his dick.
I know. I said, get back and fuck me. I need to feel like a man again. I just felt intimate with my boy inside a pussy. Inside a pussy, I just felt.
Yeah.
It was like being born again. dude.
Exactly. It
Just-
was-
So she
You're-
had 4 fingers total inside of her.
Your heart squirted that day.
There you go. Yeah, I don't like holding hands with anyone. Like any finger locking is creepy.
Handhold it, just even with someone you're dating down the street. It's really gross. I hate seeing people do it. In New York, it's annoying because you're on a sidewalk
Yeah.
and you're blocking the way. But like also just like it's really creepy.
Yeah. The first time I held hands with a girl in public, I was very nervous, and when she was like, "Let's do it," I'm like, oh. You know, I don't know.
Put on a
it's
glove.
like a weird. Yeah. Can't I just suck someone's dick?
Too much intimacy.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst. Okay.
Trending?
Yeah. What's trending? Hey, Robert Pattinson's gonna be Batman. Yes. Finally, a Batman goth girls want to fuck, right, guys?
He's so hot.
Yeah. And also me. I'm a goth girl.
He's gonna be Batman.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's
Okay,
Batman
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Who's directing? Do you know?
Matt Reeves, who I don't know. I think he did Cloverfield.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I might actually. I never watch superhero movies, but to be honest, I'll watch this for him.
For Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
He's actually a great actor.
He is. Well, Claire, did you see High Life?
He's a wolf,
Which
right?
one?
High Life.
I have not.
It's like Claire Denise. She's like she did Chocolat,
Oh, cool.
but
He's in this movie called Good Time, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I really, he plays like this, like, it's just like a really, really thrilling crime movie, and he puts in an awesome performance. It's really cool. Anyway.
he dates really cool people too. Like his ex-girlfriends are all like painfully cool. It's like,
Yeah.
well, Kristen Stewart
Who
was the first
else?
and now she's gay.
FKA
FKA Twigs.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
now he's dating Suki Waterhouse.
Oh, wow.
It's like just the coolest chicks.
Yeah. So he's into cool girls. That's cool.
Suki Waterhouse.
Yeah. Do you know her?
No, but
She's the girl in Drew Michael's special. Do you see that?
Oh,
yeah, she's
She's the
cute.
girl.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
English chick, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good for him. Suki Waterhouse. That's a great name.
Great name.
If you
Like
guys-
if you just named your child that, you got this on be famous.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
on be
yeah.
a famous child right now.
Well,
Yeah.
did you see Vampire Diaries?
Twilight?
True Blood. No.
oh, True Blood. Okay.
Wait, is that the Matthew McConaughey one? What's the vampire one that's in New Orleans?
Oh, that's True Blood, I think, right?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no
I
idea.
okay, I thought I was thinking of True Detective.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
True Blood. But there's
I'm a
a
vampire.
lead called Sookie, and Alexander Skarsgård
Yeah.
always goes like Sookie, and it's
Sookie.
like so hot.
Yeah, what's her name? Sookie
Sookie.
Waterhouse.
Yeah.
Sookie Waterhouse.
Although when you're in middle school, they're probably like, "Oh, you're gonna Sookie."
Yeah,
like, that sort of thing.
and then
yeah.
Waterhouse right after too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Well,
know?
No, Suki Waterhouse sounds like a VIP club. It's hard to get into.
Yeah.
You know?
true.
Yeah, we were in
There's
Suki
like a
Waterhouse.
pool.
Yeah.
Rooftop pool.
Yeah,
If
nice-
you want to get in this Waterhouse, you're gonna have to Sookie.
yeah, Calvin Harris DJs there, just for fun.
Yeah, Vegas, baby. Do you guys remember in 2012? Like, I don't know. Have you guys seen those like resurfaced tweets of Donald Trump obsessively tweeting about Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart?
Oh, yeah.
He did like a tweet storm like, she's gonna cheat on you, Robert, once again. Take my advice. She's gonna cheat on you. She'll do it again.
Why couldn't he? He's so
know a
funny.
whole
Why
when
couldn't
I
he
see
just
one.
not be president?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. Jake Wiseman tweeted, "I wish he was Pope," and I love that so much.
Yeah, it's like I want him to be in the public eye, but just like not actually making important
he's
decisions, just like talking shit in the corner.
He's the greatest buffoon of all time. Have
Yeah.
you seen those pictures of him in the fucking tux in England this week with the
Yeah,
Queen?
it doesn't fit him.
You followed him for a long time, also.
I know I have, yeah. Well, I thought he was ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was like, actually before I even knew who he was, when I was like 9 or 10, my parents took me to Trump Tower, and I just laughed at him. I was like, who is this guy? He's funny.
Yeah.
He looks ridiculous. My favorite old Trump tweet that I just saw was someone tweeted at him, let's get your oval ass in the Oval Office. And he went, thanks, I think.
Oh my god.
Ugh, Trump.
What a cool and hot guy. Speaking of hot guys, right?
He's gonna go down in history as just like such a monumental human. I
He's one of the most important men of all time.
It is great.
Like it's hard
Yeah.
to describe, pick the right wording, but like definitely a legend, notorious. It's like
A great man.
Like people
fucking-
aren't going to remember Bush, you know what I mean?
Like, he has-
because
No.
Trump is going to so outshadow him.
History books might, like, our kids are going to have to learn about Donald Trump. Like, there might be a full chapter on him.
the wildest shit. Since day he got elected, it's just so wild. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's still to this day I go, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, sometimes I'm just at the gym or something. I look up and it's like, President meets with Netanyahu, and it's Donald Trump, and I just have like whiplash. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Am I in the sequel to I Feel Pretty? Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna win again?
Oh, he's gonna smash it again. No way.
Yeah, I think he probably will get
Definitely.
elected. Yeah, I think,
Easy.
I think it's a slam.
Even-
It's not quite a
even more-
slam
no,
dunk.
better
but
than the first time. No way.
we re-elect presidents in this country
Yeah.
most of all, and his approval rating is not much different from
It's
Obama's.
it's very rare that like someone has a 4-year term. Like they really, really have to egregiously fuck up, and
Yeah.
like they haven't.
The last one was Jimmy Carter.
I'm
and he-
about to say Jimmy Carter didn't really fuck up. He just is.
He kind of tanked the economy, and it was like a really weird time because Carter won because Gerald Ford won, but Gerald Ford never got elected in the first place.
Oh yeah.
And so that was like the first time Gerald Ford was up for election. Then Carter won, and then Carter had like historically low approval ratings because he just fucked up the economy. Welcome back to History Talk. This is right after Geography Talk. Northern Ireland.
But the
how about
economy's like good, right? It's like weird, but it's like good.
This is-
You should do a podcast on economy. That's
like
great.
good,
I didn't
guess.
know. Did you go to college? Fucking commerce with Chloe.
it? What can I buy?
Economy is like
didn't.
it's like good. Anyway, back to you in the studio.
Stocks today are they've taken a turn for bad.
Like fucking killer unemployment.
The economy hurts.
That's lit. It's lit. It's lit.
Feeling it.
my
But it's like, but whatever. It's
No,
you know.
no. You're. The thing is, Trump has just fucked us up so much culturally that we forget it's like a uniquely very good time to live in the country. Like the economy is great, and you know, I guess the abortion bill is pretty fucked up. I will
Incredible
say.
for comedy, you know.
It's actually made comedy much worse.
No, comedy's fucking awful.
It's
right?
the worst
Yeah.
it's ever been. Thanks a lot, Trump.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mad at him. Is because he made open mics insufferable.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's,
You can't blame him for everything.
Yeah, well, I don't know about. I think they were.
He made
Yeah.
Mike suck. He made my dick
What
soft.
about the
I think the
palace?
lack of adequate mental health institutions in this country made open mics terrible.
Yeah,
There's sometimes where you're like, can I call 411 and tell them we've got a lot of them running loose?
Oof, you ever be at the creek and there's just someone unhinged there? That happens like
one?
every second or third time I'm there. I'm like, this guy is unhinged. Like, you know, just like not in a fun way.
Is it like that out in LA? Well, all of you guys. have
LA's
kinda-
worse.
LA is more crazy
Yeah.
for
Yeah?
sure. Yeah.
Because over here, they like you can just scream on the subway and stuff like that if you're that like crazy.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people at Mike's where you just go, you're just not subway crazy enough.
You talking about
Yeah.
like first timers will come in and do their avant-garde shit, or
No, more so just like homeless people.
Yeah,
like
just
Mr.
mentally.
Oh, they'll
TV
come in-
and
They just come in crazy.
Mystery
just
Dan.
They take
you
a
know.
bite of a pigeon or something. And you go, why?
but they signed up.
Yeah,
They're like on
they-
the sign up.
Yeah.
You didn't have like, can we say names?
I mean, the crazy people. Why not? They're never going to
It's
listen
like,
to this.
did you have a Telston or have you been around for a Telston?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like,
Yeah.
there's like way more of those in LA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
It's like
list.
there's a
There are
whole-
lists of people in it. When did you move to New York?
2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Telston. Damn.
He stopped coming around when I was leaving. Which
And
is,
then people would occasionally book him, and I was just like, "Stop! I know you're booking him ironically, but just like, like if we
Yeah.
Just pretend he doesn't exist.
When I did my
He'll
show,
leave.
when I did my show at the West Side, one of our co-producers who quit comedy 3 shows in, we did a show for a year and a half. After 3 shows, he just like ghosted us and stopped coming to the show.
Do I know him?
His name was Kyle Everett. I don't know if you remember. He doesn't do comedy at all anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's like in law. Anyway,
In law?
Yeah, he
Good
went
for
to law
him.
school. No, his life is probably so much better. Like he's a very smart guy. But he like insisted we book a Telston on the side. Not ironically, he was like,
Why?
I think he's a great guy, and I want to give him a shot. And Telston just completely confused the audience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was total confusion, and then he kept bothering us to book him again. It's like, dude,
Is this at West Side Comedy Club?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Did you like pull him off the promenade? It's
yeah, people probably thought. Oh man, the best was when we were barking on the promenade, and people just come up with no intention to go to the show, who just wanted to talk to somebody. They just came up and they're like,
You have to be judicious about who you make eye contact with.
people
But that's
will
like
linger.
so lonely
Yeah.
barking, because I used to do that.
Yeah.
And for West Side, and you just, so many people ignore you all day, and then someone finally talks to you, and you're like, I don't even care that you're homeless. Like, I'm so sad.
Fuck. It's so brutal. Yeah. Just people who just want company. So funny. Even if I was alone, even if I was that lonely, I don't know if I'd just go up to some random person barking comedy tickets. Oh, I got someone trying to hustle me to like get me into a comedy show the other day. They were like, he was like, hey, can I borrow your charger? I was like, sure. And he's like, man, that was a really nice thing for you. You know what? I'm going to hook you up with free comedy tickets to New York Comedy Club. Even just like, should we give him the tickets? Free tickets. I'm like, no, thanks, man. I'm okay. He's like, no, these are $50 value. I'm like, I'm a comic. And he's like, the $50 value. I'm like, no, I can hang out there for free. And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. It was like, what a hustle they were running there.
How do they not know who you were?
Yeah, Robbie Goodwin. I've been a guest on over 3 podcasts. All right. We should wrap it up here. You got anything to plug, guys?
Yeah. So Facial Recognition Comedy is the show that I run, and we have a weekly podcast called Facial Recognition Comedy, and we're going to start a monthly show here in New York.
Oh, cool.
And then if you listen in LA,
wait, how are you going to do that? Are you going to fly back and forth?
I might not make every show, but it's a brand now.
Right.
So we're expanding the comedy brand. So we do also have a monthly show at West Side Comedy Theater, second Sunday of every month. And we'll be at the Irvine Improv July 23rd.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be headlining the roast of morals and ethics in tech. I think that's the name of it. It's either that or Big Tech Roast on Facebook. It's June 21st.
Nice.
It's at the Internet Archive in San Francisco. I don't know the time off the top of my head. I want to say 8 p.m.
I'm from the Bay Area. That's so
now.
funny that exists to me. So what
It's
is it?
very
It's like
fun.
a bunch of people who hate tech. Like
It's this one guy who got really like just crazy fucked over by the tech industry. Just like someone stole his trademark and then sued him into submission, and then he worked for this other company.
It was Andrew Garfield in The Social Network.
Andrew Garfield?
Did you ever see?
Yeah.
How much were my shares diluted?
It's Andrew Garfield. And then Amazon like did something else shitty, and it's a whole thing. But he wrote a book just on what he's seen behind the scenes with like the tech industry, and then he has comics come on, and then people who are experts in it, and just like point out.
Yeah, that sounds like
and
a really
roast
cool
it.
event.
It's
Yeah.
super fun, and it feels better than calling people dykes and autistic all the time.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about one look. It's like, if you have like a problem with you, or like you're disadvantaged by society in some way, you're at a disadvantage in roast
Which, as a
battle.
hot woman, you know.
You can
it's why
clean
I
up.
keep losing.
Yeah, it's like the only. Yeah.
So did someone tell you what that's like?
What?
Nothing.
Sorry, say it again.
I said, did someone tell you what that's like?
Oh, being a hot
Roasted.
No, that was good. I just didn't catch it. Yeah.
They call him the sniper.
Hell yeah.
Anything, Colin?
You can follow me across all social media platforms at Colum Tyrrell. I got a podcast called Big Dogs I host with Jordan Raybold. That's on all podcast platforms. If you want to catch me live, go to columtyrrell.com/live dates. All my stuff is up there.
Nice. And so RobbieGoodwin.com, Robbie Goodwin on the socials. And please rate and review and subscribe. And I think that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks.